While you're figuring that out, I'm just putting stuff up. Atlanta, hardship to play. I agree, that one's a challenge. So let's start with Atlanta. Why not? Do I need an Atlanta? No, I do not need Atlanta for Wiki. Okay. So this is Lord JP underscore of the Wolf B clan. Let's get the Iron Bank of Zath graphic out of there. Top tier, that's good. Carriers, that's good. Fail div over there, that's interesting. So Ice, what's your favorite thing about the Atlanta? Just curious. Go ahead and let me know that. And I'm gonna take some screenshots while waiting for your response there. Oh, she's a beauty of a ship though, really is. I love the models in this game. I just can't get over how beautiful these things are. Now when we talk about flags here, we've got, that's Commander XP. No, that's Equal Speed Charlie London for regular XP. Papa for free XP. Here's Commander XP over here. And then this is anti-air booster. Stock camo. Now, if you're going to run any sort of XP boosting flags, personally, I would run a camouflage that boosts XP as well. Yes, the stock camouflage boosts XP. I think it's 30%, or they might have changed it to 50% bonus, but there are camouflages that are 100%, and they're relatively easy to get. For example, Type 6 camouflage, which is 100% boost, you get them for playing the public test and satisfying some of those requirements, which is relatively easy to do. And you can get a lot of the Ocean Soul camos quite easily too. So that's just how I would look at this. I would be playing with one of those, but no worries. Alright, so we've got Ice Dragon saying the shell arcs are what make this ship special. Yes, I agree. So what that means is that it's difficult to fire your shells long distance, and you'll see that the it takes a long time for the guns to travel to where they are. But the nice thing is, because you've got what we call the rainbow arc, you can fire over islands, kind of like my cursor is doing here. Alright, so that's kind of nice. Ducky is here saying that Atlanta needs to be buffed. What? Smoke and better torpedoes as well as a heal. Okay, so you're talking... that's kind of a nice screenshot there. You're talking about the Flint. You want that buffed Atlanta, you play ranked and rank out 3 times. Torpedoes are a nice thing on the ship a lot of people forget about because they are very short range, 4.5 kilometer. It's got guns and lots of guns. These are basically destroyer tier guns, so to speak. Very good anti-air, of course. As a matter of fact, premium defensive fire. I love seeing premium consumables, so hats off to you, sir, on that. And this is an unlimited defensive fire too, which is kind of nice. And we've got a radar, which was added to the Atlanta, oh, about a year ago by this point. Don't ram the AFK. There you go. One of the things you always have to be careful with too, a lot of times I'll go in front of the ship, and you know what happens? As soon as the person jumps into the game, you know what they do? They hit W key 4 times, like this guy just did, right there. And then guess what? He goes, boom, right in front of you, and you just ram right into him and get stuck. So, always go behind the AFK. Got some more people in the stream. Welcome. Thanks for joining. We are watching a Tier 7 battle here, the Atlanta. Now, what are your threats? Obviously, battleships are going to be a big threat. Any of these battleships can give you a real hard time, especially if you're showing broadside. These battleships here can pen you right through the bow, and I think the Fuso might be able to as well. Pensacola shores can be a problem. If you show them side, they can pen you and citadel you. Graf Spee can do that too. Cleveland's a decent threat with HE. Emerald, not a big concern. Akatsuki can be a concern. Nice dodge there, man. Oh, hey, Sea Bear is here. What's going on, Sea Bear? This is what I mean about the rainbow arcs. You've got the ability to start shooting now, and you can... Spee's running away. But you can shoot over the island here and start hitting him. Akatsuki fired torpedoes, so you know something's in the cap here. We do have radar up on here, and you notice how it's just at the edge. There it is. So suggestion for you would be to wait a little bit longer before using that radar. But regardless, the point is you got him. You're in the smoke, which is a smart position to be, and that Akatsuki just. Pro tip for any destroyer player, this channel here, destroyers love to torpedo, so don't go sailing in front of it. Alright, so now you're kind of in trouble because you don't have a destroyer on this side anymore. Akatsuki died from the Mayhem, that's awesome, flesh wound. So the nice thing is, their eyes are gone, they have no more destroyers, so their carrier is the only thing that's going to provide vision. You've got one destroyer at the Gallant at decap, so you know, when I'm looking at the map here, I'm starting to think, alright, I need to play this defensively. I need to let them push into me, although they don't seem to want to do that. So it might be worth reaching out to the Emerald, asking the Emerald to go into the cap and joining up with the Emerald. Oh, Nelson, okay. So you have to be very careful around that guy. But you can start shooting him, there you go. You have to be very cognizant of being spotted, like right now. But if the Nelson wants to charge and give you damage, why not, right? I would take it too. I would sit back here and farm just like you're doing. Except I'd be lazy and just hold down the mouse button. Those of you in chat, what do you think? Would you also be sitting here at this point? Defensive fire active. I think that's a little early. But it looks like it's worked in your favor. The carrier wants to fight over your anti-airfield, so yay. Personally though, I would, well, I mean, you've got unlimited charges, so yeah, that's true. Go right ahead, by all means. Normally, any other ship, I would have held that. Fun trick to do, by the way, turn off your defensive fire now with the P key, or turn off your anti-air with the P key, and then turn it back on again. That forces the defensive fire to stop early and start cycling. Now this is nice, you got the Colorado up in the front there that's taking attention and hopefully not going to ram. This Colorado is making some big mistakes. You saw he just lost a bunch of hit points. That Colorado, I mean, great he got the kill, but he just traded an awful lot of hit points to do it, and he's going to go down. Now, your other side has fallen apart. Your team is hiding over here as they push. You've lost your destroyer advantage. You've lost your ship advantage. So now you have to do something. And you really can't afford to stay here anymore. I would definitely get on the cap. And then start thinking about this Nagato. Because if he pushes through the channel, you need to be putting yourself in a position, maybe down here, where you can start raining death on him. Well, hello there, Mr. Luskovica. I'm guessing that you're you have a different name in the actual game itself. Ice Dragon says, thing with Atlanta is she is hard to push since with the torpedoes, even short-range torps are usable when you're behind a rock. Yes. So what he's getting at is that you want to put yourself in a position to make them push into you. Colorado just got out of the cap. See what I mean? I think you should have stayed in the A cap here, but I understand why you didn't, because you've got that Nagato coming, and of course you're very concerned about dying. Oh, is this your replay? Spotted. There's the defensive fire again. We can't see it, but I'm sure you're control clicking on it. You've been spotted. You might as well be clicking on the ship too. There's no point in staring at the aircraft while your anti-air is doing its thing. Ugh. Like right there, you could have been shooting at the Nagato and setting him on fire. That doesn't matter. He's gone now, so perfect opportunity to get into A cap and cap. That's what I would do right now. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Blisk. I mean, you might as well continue to use defensive fire as much as possible. I agree. Any other ship? Yeah, you'd want to, you know, manage your charges better, but you've got unlimited, so you might as well use it. Like I said, don't forget about the trick to turn your anti-air off and then back on again to start the cooldown quicker for defensive fire. But yeah, I would definitely go to A here. You need to buy your team some time, and getting the A cap would get you a lot more points and even that out. So that would make it work better. I mean, the Nagato's running away from you. It's very hard to chase a ship in the Atlanta because you want to use the arcs like you're using right now, but you can't. You're going to be forced to come out in the open right about here if you want to get some hits on the Nagato. So that's why I think going into A is the better option here. But you are getting some resets, which is neat. See, now the Cleveland and the Graf Spee are coming in. Okay. So I guess it's just as well you didn't go in there. I don't know what your carrier is doing. Looks almost like he's given up and he's left. I would prioritize the Graf Spee over the Cleveland because the Spee has better AP. Watch this. Nope. Oh. Be very, very careful of showing your broadside to a Cleveland. This is very dangerous. You're going into range of the Nagato, but that's alright. Nagato is looking at somebody else. Now actually might be a good opportunity to turn back this direction to the right. Because what you want to do is you want to get these two cruisers to chase you right into that Julia Caesare's AP. See what I mean? Caesare just took a big chunk out of him. I'd be getting some shots on him too. I know you're trying to get the reset here, but you can afford to get a salvo or two off on the Graf Spee and then move back to A. It's good that you've got priority target, so you know that you've got two ships targeting you. Most likely that's the two cruisers. Alright, A is now halfway done. If I were you, I'd focus on that Cleveland. The nice thing about focusing the Cleveland is it also allows you to keep a steeper angle to the Graf Spee. There you go. Cleveland is getting greedy. Got the resets. Very good. You're at 15 resets already. That's going to be good XP. Careful not to give too much broad. There you go. Now, do you have IFHE for this, Captain? I think you have AFT. It looks like you do. Good. Nice use of reset points there. Got the Cleveland out. I don't know what happened to the Julio Cesare, but whatever. Nice. So you managed to defend A cap, and look at these guys here. I mean, you're head on points. They're starting to finally cap D. No IFHE yet. Okay. Once you get IFHE, this should become something else. Suddenly you start. I mean, can I? I can't. Oh, I can. Now look at that. Almost half of your shots are non-penetrations. And what you'll find is, while the IFHE, that number changes by about a third to a half. So you'd be getting more penetration. Your damage right now would probably be closer to 80,000, 90,000 maybe even. So definitely go for IFHE. I'm assuming, I think you've got AFT on this. So AFT, IFHE, and Concealment Expert. In my opinion, that's how to play this bad boy. Well, I mean, despite the fact that your team fell apart at decap... Oh, there's this... sorry, he's playing with the Nagato over there. Oh, good. There, see? You see the trick he did right there? He turned off anti-air, and now he's going to turn it back on again. Good. So what that was all about was getting the scout plane out. The scout plane might have been spotting the Independence, but it was also spotting our player here, and we got to get that vision under control. Julio Cesare dies, but he takes out the Nagato. Well, that's a decent trade. Tier 5 for Tier 7. 6 minutes to go. Your team is still in the lead, but you gotta get on this A cap. And judging by where their carrier was last spotted, you might very well be heading straight for him, which is even funnier. I don't like how the carrier hasn't responded to your question about planes and stuff. Look at this Normandy's positioning over here. This Normandy, we're gonna leave you for a second. Let's take a look at Normandy. All right, he's okay now, but he's just sitting broadside. That's a bad idea. Enemies capturing decap. Why did you turn around? You should have kept on going to A. You should have kept on going to A. And you must be worried about the New York coming through, and that's definitely a concern.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Normandy's dead. Nope, carrier messed up the drop a little. Shores, okay. So all of a sudden the shores, so it's like you almost have like the sixth sense about you. Okay, we saw a little trick there to check speed with the torpedo lead indicator. A little bit behind, but that's alright. Maybe you can set this cheeseburger on fire.
The enemy is about to win.
This carrier's doing a great job of sailing all the way around the map. I don't know what he's gonna get out of it. I'm guessing his planes are all gone. Normandy kills the Pensacola. That's huge. With 3 minutes to go. Cleveland. So the only thing at A is the shores, which can do some good damage against you. Normandy is gonna go down. That's unfortunate. Using radar to detect where the New York is. There goes the Normandy. Does he get the shot? Yes! Now you're gonna get spotted by those planes pretty soon. There they are. It's time to knock them out of the sky. There it goes. And torpedo bombers coming too. Well, this is good. You see how the torpedo bombers are missing one plane? That means once you wipe out the squadron, there's pretty much no more torpedo bomber threat left. Now watch this. To evade torpedo strikes, you always turn to the right. But that was good there. He saw he was being shot at by the Shores. Shores is almost dead. Oh, it's Burn Miner! Hey, Burn! He just posted in my thread. And we get to watch him die, hopefully. Dude. Some people just don't understand the power that is the anti-air of the Atlanta. Now might be a good time to communicate with the Nagato and tell him you're going to spot this New York soon and that you need his help. Hey, Sea Raptor. Yeah, welcome to CV's right. Oh, he didn't shoot you! I can't has cheeseburger. You've got him. Oh, he's too busy. He's too busy shooting the carrier. Okay. Now he suddenly... Nope. He doesn't. Somebody else is targeting you. There's Burn Miner. Ah! DCB, 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 DCB. I would stop firing at this point. You don't want him to keep shooting you. Oh, Fuso. That's Fuso shells. Okay, so now you know who else is targeting you. Ooh. Oh, goodbye, Burn Miner. I'm going to screenshot that since it's my buddy. Yeah, you should be dead now. Just don't die. This is an amazing pull. I come back from behind win here. Now, that Fuso is probably going to come straight for this channel here, so I'm guessing you're looking to go back behind cover again. Just live, please. Yeah, that sounds about right. 30 seconds to go. Yeah, that was some pretty good marksmanship. I've rarely seen people make 313 hits. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now radar, because you want to see if he's coming around this channel here. He is not. So he's probably coming up the rear or something. I don't know. Who knows? Regardless, nice job, man. That's a very different way of playing the Atlanta. Something I wasn't expecting to see. So thank you for sharing that replay. For those of you guys who are watching, any comments, anything that you would like to relay to Mr. Bliskovica from his replay? Oh yeah, I mean, luck is always part of it. I mean, you got some very lucky shots in there, took out a couple of key targets, and didn't really lose a lot of damage in the process, so that's pretty cool. And I'm kind of glad he didn't listen to me, because I would have gotten you killed. Oh boy. Ducky Shot says, well played, definitely could have capped A early after the destroyer went down and the Cleveland and Grash Bay headed for the hills. Then you would have had a better point lead while defending it. Yep, that's pretty much the only thing I could think of was the early cap there. So cool. All right, well, that takes care of one of our priority games. I've got a few other replays here. Hey, SAT score. So when are you going to change your name for Blizzard Victor to Atlanta? That's too funny.